So there's definitely some things to consider as you've discussed and read about when creating your homepage and what you want your homepage to look like. If you're supplementing a face-to-face class, you might want it just to be modules. If you're doing an online class, a fully online class, you might want to have a welcoming homepage. You might want to save things each or change things each week so that it's easier for students to get around. That's kind of your choice and something you want to think about in designing your homepage. I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can add to a homepage. I wanted to show you actually how to add buttons so that you can direct students there. I find these really helpful in a fully online class. And I also wanted to show you how you can use a table to kind of help you format different things. So here's the homepage that we're using, and you can see that, I've got a picture up here, and then I've just got kind of an introduction, and most of you were able to easily get a picture on your homepage and some text. But I want to add some buttons, okay? And the buttons are going to direct students back to other places. Now, one thing some people asked about was kind of getting things formatted was kind of a problem. You can definitely use tables for this. So if I use a table and let's say I'm going to put 3 buttons in there, now I will be able to kind of get things next to each other and format them a little bit easier. What I'm going to do to create these buttons is I'm going to use a website. I just use this one because it's really simple. You can use PowerPoint or you can use ones that make more fancy buttons, but I just use this one called The Button Factory. And it is just thebuttonfactory.com, so you can see the Button Factory up here. And this allows you to change a few things, not a whole lot of things, but it allows you to change a few things. So, I can decide discussion board. Now, if I'm going to use this button for my students, I would probably make it each weekly discussion board, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say discussion board. I can change the sides if I want to. I can change the colors, and these are pretty simple, but I'm going to go ahead and right click and I'm going to copy the image for the discussion board, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to stick that one here in the center. Okay. Now, for you guys, for discussion board, I'm just going to put you to the general discussion board. Now, to make this a button, I want to highlight the picture, and I'm going to put a link in here. So I'm going to take discussions, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to copy the link address. Then I'm going to make sure I have this picture highlighted. I'm going to click up here for link to the URL, and I'm just pasting it inside there. So again, I just right clicked, I copied the discussion link, and then I pasted it in here, and I said insert link. Now let me show you what that does when I save it. Now when I save it, if you click on discussion board, it is going to take you to all the discussion boards. Now again, if I was doing this with my students, if this was one they're going to use and my discussion boards change weekly, what I do is I actually make this say like weekly discussion board or weekly lab assignments, because my students do weekly lab assignments, and when they click on it, it takes them to that week's assignment. That does mean I need to update it, but that's one of the things I do for my fully online class. So here I want to do discussion board. Here, let's say I'm going to put a home button in. It's always nice to have home. So I'm going to go back to the Button Factory, put in home, click here, and then copy my home image. And I'll put this one here. Okay, again, I'm going to right click up here, copy link address. I'm going to highlight home, go to link to URL, and insert that link. Okay. And then finally, I'm going to put modules, since that's kind of, we're dealing with just some simple stuff. Okay. Again, I'm going to copy the module image, come back, put it in here, highlight modules. Actually, I'm going to copy the link address first for modules, click this, and insert right here. Insert link. Okay. Then I can take this, I can't center it, but I can kind of move it over. And it may take a few times for you to move it over so that it looks good. Okay, I might want to move this over a few more times to get it where it is, but you can see this will go to, or get it where it's centered. That goes right to modules. This one goes right to discussion board. And then obviously this one goes to home, this other one. So again, I'm going to move these over a few more because that's going to bother me. I'm going to move it over maybe 2 more times. Okay, now it starts doing something different. So maybe I'll just kind of go for that. One of the other things that's really cool is you can use these links also. So if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to make this a certain assignment, I could come down here and I could choose the assignments. So let's say I'm going to make this schedule an event on the calendar. I'm going to choose this assignment. Now this link is going to take you right to that assignment. And again, with the modules, it'll take you, I can take you to one of the modules. So, you know, I could make one of these start here, and then I could click right here on the Review Online Readiness, and it'll take it there. So remember, I made this the calendar assignment, so let me save this. We could take a look how it looks. Still doesn't look exactly like I'd like it to, but if I go to modules, see, that should be a calendar assignment now, because that's what I changed the link to. All right. Well, and there it looks nice and centered. I don't know why it didn't look centered before. So those are some of the, you know, the ways to put buttons in, and this can be really helpful to kind of guide students around and kind of get them really directed to the things. Yes, they are here also, but this can be really helpful. And if you're in a full online class, updating some of these each week can be a very good strategy.